All right, hi students. How is everyone doing today? So, we are going to go ahead and learn how to make something out of our 3 sheets of our texture paper. We're actually going to be making some texture monsters. So, what we're going to do is we're going to cut out and collage together a new creation from these 3 pieces of paper. So, I'm just going to go ahead and start working, and there's really no rules for this. You just cut out things you want to make, maybe heads, bodies, eyes, anything that'll make a really fun monster. And then you're going to glue it down to a separate sheet of paper. All right, so I am going to start by cutting out a body for my monster. So I'm going to take this piece of paper and I'm just going to cut kind of a random shape out of here. Yet again, these are monsters, so they doesn't have to be or have to look like or be anything that you would consider a animal or anything like that. So I'm going to cut out this shape to be its body. All right. So there's going to be the body of my monster. But now I need some other things. I need maybe some arms, some legs. I think my monster is going to have horns of some sort. So I'm going to cut out some curved horns for my monster. Okay. So here's one horn on one side. And then I can make another horn for the other side. And you get to choose where you're going to cut this stuff out of. So you can pick any part of your paper to cut out of. All right. Just like that. So now my monster has some horns. I'm going to tuck them behind its body like that. Okay. Maybe it needs some arms now. I'm going to go to my other piece of paper right here. I'm actually going to use some of these cool patterns, and I'm going to cut kind of in that pattern to make some swirling arms. Maybe they're almost like tentacles instead of arms, kind of like an octopus. You never know. So I'm going to cut one of these out just like that on one side, and then on this side I'll cut like this. Until we've got ourselves a little tentacle arm. Okay, now obviously that looks a little too long right now, right? So maybe I need to cut it out and change it, or just make it shorter. So I could like cut it right there, and then that could be one of my monster's little arms. All right. And that's how this all works. I can just keep cutting, picking places that I want to put things. And the cool part is, if you don't glue things down right away, you can actually decide where the things are going to go on your monster before you start gluing. And so that's what I would suggest. One of the things that obviously monsters need are an eye. So I'm going to take this part right here, this green part, because it's a different color. And I'm actually going to cut out a big round eye. This guy's going to be a Cyclops, which means he's only going to have a single eye. Okay. And here it is. I cut it out. I put it right there. And so what you can do is you can actually, refocus this a little bit, you can actually draw a black part of the eye if you want to with a marker, or if you want it to be a different color than what you have here, you can cut it out. So the inside of my eye, I'm actually going to cut out with this red color, because green and red are what are called complementary colors. They're across from the color wheel. So they make good contrasting colors. So there is going to be my eye. All right, students, after this, you will just take the parts using some regular glue and glue it down. I very much suggest, as you're gluing this down, that you take your time and you use little, here I'm going to use the body because that's going to get glued down first. Use little teensy tiny dots of glue. Okay, little dots. My glue's a little runny. I mixed some water into it, so that's why it's looking like that. But if you use a regular glue and you do little tiny dots, that's actually better because it will make it easier to dry. Okay, so give this a try. Come up with a cool looking monster. I'll post a picture of my monster all finished along with this lesson, and have some fun. We'll talk to you soon.